B-Dave called me and was like, hey, because I used to like hang out with B-Dave in high school. He's like, I'm at 1600 Vine because I used to live at 1600. You should come move in. I was like, B-Dave, like, I'm dancing. Like, you need to like leave. Like, what are you talking about? You need to like leave me alone. I'm making hella money in Houston.
And 1600 Vine was like all the TikTokers or the Vine kids, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't
that's
it?
where, so that's where he was living. And then I moved in and it was me and Swaggerman and B-Dave. And then I guess like B-Dave was like an alcoholic at the time, and me and him got into it over like him being like drunk and stuff like that. And then it was just like me, Swaggerman, his sister, and this guy Gilbert, and like we all lived together and made content and stuff. And then that's when the streaming stuff happened with Ice and Sam.
How'd you meet them?
So
Ice Poseidon and Sam Pepper. For the record.
So I was part of this thing called CX Network.
Yes.
And it was like obviously like a whole network, but
how'd you hit them up, or like how'd you get involved?
So I saw Sam at a party and I started cursing him out over something that he had said about me. I guess I said something about his friend or something. And so I went up to Sam and I was like cursing him out. And at the time it was like a Halloween party and I was dressed as a stripper because I didn't know what to wear. So then I started cursing him out. He's like, hey, so do you want to be on a stream? Like, I think you'd be really good for this. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, what? Like, I would never do stuff like that. And then he's like, no, like, you should come. And then I started streaming with them. They started I ended up being like one of the main people.
They just recognized that you were going to be some good content. That you were going to keep shit
and I didn't even know it at the time. I was, you knew me when I was like 21. I'm 26 in 3 days. So,
right.
Oh my God, it's been a while. So like, I would always say what's on my mind. I didn't care. Like when I was 21, I didn't care what people thought about me. I'd say what's on my mind. I'd get in fights. Like I did not care if I made enemies. Like I was just me. Like I was unapologetically me. And
but
now,
were you really being you, or were you wilding out for content and because you knew that it would
I was
make you go
literally
viral?
being me, like crazy.
This is just a forum where you being yourself, you didn't have to hold back. Because when you're stripping and shit, you can't just be like fighting people all the time, right?
Yeah, I wasn't fighting anyone at the club. I was like at like parties in LA. Like influencers would like try me for, whatever reason. Now I'm the winner, so they can kindly go.
Why would an influencer want to try you? It's like, it seems like everybody else is always getting the blame.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like you might quite often be the problem.
Well, no,
right?
because like I remember there was this one time, like I was talking to this guy and I didn't realize that he had like an ex-girlfriend or something, and she was there, and like one of the influencers tried to step in and say, what are you doing talking to this guy? I was like, I didn't know that his ex-girlfriend was like right there. Like I don't stalk these people's lives, but just like little stuff like that. It was like nothing, like it was like kind of like incidents where it was like wrong place, wrong time, I guess. But like, yeah, like that I look back at that time, like the streaming time and all that, and I just didn't have a filter. And now, like, as somebody that's older now, about to be a mother, like I carry myself very different. My priorities very different too.
It's crazy because that time period that you're talking about with Ice Poseidon, like I'm kind of always thinking about that lately because
Really?
Aiden Ross and Neon and all these people are going crazy with the IRL streaming. And I look at Ice as kind of like the first person.
The pioneer.
Well, he did start it. Yeah, he started out doing Pokemon Go, and then he just got rid of the Pokemon Go. And he was just IRL streaming. And it's like now all these other people are taking it to these new heights. But that was just like a very influential
and it was
time
really
period.
raw and authentic. Like the stuff that we were doing, like there was this like one fight with this like homeless guy. I remember, and like somebody started like lighting a port, like a torch. You can see it on YouTube, and I just go all off and stuff like that. Like I just like I look back and I can't even believe that's me.
It was a weird time period because Ice was just like walking around LA making all this content, and then meanwhile I'm in the back of this bike shop on Melrose making as much content as I can. And I remember always thinking like, maybe I should just be walking around with a camera like him.
I don't know why you didn't, but you were making
we
YouTube
did a little
vlogs.
bit, but I was just like at the
like
store all the time
and stuff like that.
Right. So when did you start kicking it with rappers? Was Purpp your first love?
I look back and I'm like, I don't even think I liked him that much.
You were both in
really
similar
toxic
states in your life, right?
Yeah, it just like
you were both doing drugs.
He was like, no, I got on drugs. I think after him because I was so hurt. I believe, yeah. Like, I don't know if you remember Diego. He's passed now.
Which one?
Volumes, Diego.
Oh,
that was my really good friend.
Yeah.
He introduced us.
He was on the podcast back in the day. I don't even think I knew he died. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's
it's really
crazy.
sad.
Young Yogi, right?
No, that's his brother.
Oh, well.
Yeah. And he has a brother. But, Diego was such a good person. Like, one of the best people I've met. And he introduced us, and I went to his like old crib, and he was very like arrogant and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, like I would like to leave. Like, I don't like the way that this guy's treating me. And he's like, no, don't leave. And then we did like some like ritual stuff in the bathroom. He's like, would you like to come downstairs with me? And I was like 22, and he was like, yeah, sure. I was like, okay. Cause like I was going to leave. And then he's like in the bathroom, and he's like, you need to make me promises, and let's hold hands and do like,
what the fuck?
like just really weird stuff, and like paintings of naked woman on his wall, and like it was just like, and then like we made out for like 3 hours.
Wow.
Nothing more. Like really, like I mean a little bit, but like we
That's
didn't
too
have
much.
sex. And then I was like, oh, like, I think I'm a little nervous to do this, and he was really nervous. He's like, oh, we should just wait till we get married.
Yeah. Said no dude ever.
The Smokepurpp. And I mean, he was really nice when I first met him. He was like, how do I not know you? We're both from the same place. Like, we're both from South Florida. We all know the same people. Like, how do I not know who you are? He truly had no idea who I was. Even with all my old Instagram, he had no idea who I was. And it just kind of started from there. Like, and then I got like the matching tattoo with him. I was the original Krishan Rock, remember? Yeah. And like, it was his idea. And he was like, if you ever, to prove to me your loyalty, if you ever want to speak to me again, like.
He would make all his girls get tattoos, right?
Yeah, now they all have tattoos.
I heard somebody saying that.
Yeah,
I guess it was probably you.
I was the first girl to get a tattoo with him, but now all the other girls.
When did you stop hanging out with Perp?
So COVID happened, and he was scared to leave his house, and I broke up with him over the phone at Trippie Redd's house with Suave right next to me.
Why'd you do that? Why?
Well, like Smokepurpp kept talking about, oh, I'm scared to leave my house. I'm like, dude, you're like 5 minutes on the road. I said, yo, like at the time I was like a savage. I was like, yo, which I'm not like this now. I'm a very loyal girl now. But at the time I didn't care. Like, I was like, yo, like tell me right now, like, are you going to hang out with me, or am I going to go do stuff with D Savage and K Suave, like right here, right now? And he's like, you're not going to. And I said, watch me. And then we took the picture, and everything happened.
So did you actually get double teamed by them that night? I remember that.
No.
I remember freaking out like, holy shit, she is the wildest
Dad,
bitch
I'm sorry.
ever.
Dad, my dad is watching this. Dad, I'm sorry. This happened when I was 22.
They took pictures next to you and just were talking about.
Well, like me and K Suave were like consistently together.
Okay.
I didn't know who D Savage was at all. I found out after. But
did that change how you thought about it, or what?
He was just like really quiet. He wasn't really like, he was super nice. He was just a really quiet kid.
But you didn't bang either of them?
I did.
Oh,
the
all
same
of them?
night. Both of them.
Oh, okay. But not at the same time?
No, so like they don't do stuff like that. No, so
really?
It was like,
damn.
Yeah, so.
Couldn't have been me. These rappers are so homophobic. Just fuck girls with your friends,
they're like,
dude.
it would be gay if we did it together. So like, but like I was already like, I'm not going to say that F word, I try not to curse anymore, but I was already like sleeping with K Suave like consistently at that, like after that. And then he broke up with me because I was addicted to lean and cocaine.
And now he's Krishan's new boo.
I know, it's crazy, but
What a
he's
crazy
such a,
timeline.
he's actually a really good guy. Like I understand why he like ended things with me. And I really don't date black guys. I'll just put that there. I
You
really
are
don't.
crazy. What the Why not?
Why
have a rule for yourself?
Just like, no, just because like I can't relate sometimes, but K Suave acted like very similar to me.
But
maybe
there's
because
all
we
kinds
have
of
like
different black guys, right?
Yeah, but K Suave is very similar to me. Like we have the same birthday, so like I thought like he acts like very like he's like the boy. I would always say he's like the boy version of me, and I always
That
always
does
liked
not
that.
make me think that he's doing too great. That makes me think his life might be a little bit of a mess.
A long time ago, like how wild he was, like how wild I was, but like
right. Well, a guy could live your lifestyle and be like
the
considered,
man,
yeah.
but I'm like the host. So yeah, but like I remember when that happened, like, you know, Trippie posted it to his story and everyone, it was kind of like going around and like people from my high school started reaching out and I was like, oh my God. Like
I was hyped. I thought it was so sick.
I didn't like it like those pictures and those videos that I have, like it was just happening. Like it wasn't planned.